Hi there, Lee. My name's Andrew and I'm the essay corrector here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thanks for submitting this trial correction on international marketing. My apologies, this is slightly late. I've been unwell this weekend and I've not really been up to recording. But what will happen here is I'll read through your essay sentence by sentence and I'll just give you some feedback on how well you responded to the task, how well you structured the essay. I'll also talk about the language used and whether it was formal and precise enough, and I'll correct some grammar along the way. So my first point is that your essay looks as if it's ordered correctly. We do advise that people write in the 4-paragraph structure. So you clearly do understand the format of the writing. So with these discuss both views and give your opinion essays, we need 3 things in the introduction. A paraphrase of the question, a thesis statement, so what does the essay agree with or advocate, as well as an outline statement, so what's the essay going to do. So I would say that making such a strong statement like this in your first sentence is not recommended because it's an inaccurate paraphrase. We're comparing these two ideas. One of them is that some people find international marketing to be invasive and intrusive, and some people believe it to be an essential form of education. So saying that international marketing seems entirely positive in educational terms, it's too general, and 2, it's sort of too heavily weighted towards the positives. We should instead focus on something along the lines of So this is just a case of using too many words. So we could say, this is now our thesis statement. So this is a combined thesis and outline statement. And this is an accurate paraphrase of the question. So from here on, I will try not to edit too much of your work. I'll just try to correct the coherence and cohesion. But just know that this would be more what's required of the introduction. And the introduction is the most important part of the IELTS writing exam, just because it's the first thing that the examiner sees. So what I would say is this is too personalized. We try not to use personal pronouns and overly personal examples in our writing. Let me just share with you the academic format of a paragraph. We can do a paragraph in 4 sentences, and those sentences should introduce the idea. The second one should expand the idea with specifics. The third one should support the idea with an example. And then the 4th sentence can either explain how it relates back to the question or offer an alternative perspective, but it must be on the same idea. one paragraph contains one idea, and it must be fully expanded and supported, and not too personal. So you do have a good point here, but it's kind of informally expressed. So what we could do, I will actually edit more of this. I'm just going to try and show you how to represent this idea in a formal manner. So I've rewritten your paragraphs here, and I've rewritten the paragraph here to be a little bit more formal. So the impact of introducing an international brand into a market can be disruptive, often resulting in rapid changes that may be unwelcome. McDonald's recently began to operate in China, for instance, causing the population as a whole to alter its daily food choices as a result of extensive marketing campaigns. Some immediate negative consequences, such as a rising number of obesity and diabetes cases and the closure of small food producers, have led many people to view the introduction of Western fast food as an invasive act. So it's one point that that international marketing can be seen as invasive, and that point is fully discussed and supported with an example. In fact, in this paragraph, I've made the example pretty much the entire paragraph because the example does explain the point fully. So what I'd say here is it's crucial due to its affordability. So again, we have a really personalized example here. We could say a global company of which this author is aware, or we could say a global company we could say, okay, for example, a global company wanted to release new meals into Indonesia, but noticed that the pork was not selling, and later discovered that this was as a result of their religion. But we need this point to be more fully explained, so we would have to add another sentence on the end that said something like, it is therefore important that international marketing be allowed to disseminate language, culture, and ideas throughout the world so that people can become used to, or more tolerant to, or more understanding of other cultures. I would have gone with that. That's a good argument to make, that exposure to other cultures increases tolerance and understanding, and that's a great benefit. But on the whole, it's not fully explained. It's outweigh, not overweigh. So what we would say here is that it just slightly outweighs the disadvantages. So what we've done here in the conclusion as well is we've switched from a discuss both views and give your opinion to an advantage-disadvantage essay. We seem to have actually switched after here. Really, we should have been discussing how international marketing can be seen as invasive and intrusive, which your idea here was really good, but the way that you got it across was informal, and it needed to be more like this. In this one, it seems underdeveloped and generalized. We need to be speaking about why is it beneficial as an economical form of education. What is the benefit, and what examples do you have of that to show us? And then in the conclusion, we just needed a summary of the two ideas, but your opinion reaffirmed. And the opinion that I got from the essay that I wrote up here is that you're in favour of global marketing. You think it's a necessary evil, so to speak. But yeah, so stick to the 4-paragraph structure, but in your paragraphs, do 4 sentences where you fully explain an idea with an example. Make sure that each paragraph is really, really directly related to the question, and that we explain how our answer is related to the question. The conclusion is the least important part. Just summarize the ideas and restate your opinion. Don't worry about saying anything new here. We don't need to raise any new points in the conclusion. But this video is getting quite long, so I'll send this over to you now. If you would like more help working towards the IELTS exam, you can subscribe to our course. It's called the Sentence Guide course, and the link to it is on this very page you're staring at right now. The course comes with 8 essay corrections in total, and over that time we would hope to get you to above a band 7 in IELTS writing. Currently, I'd say the essay you submitted was a 6, but I think that we can get you above a 7 if you are willing to put in the work. So I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, Lee, but until then, have a great day and goodbye for now.